We just finished Chag HaSukkot, Zman Simchatenu, but ironically, one of the messages, the major messages of the Sukkah is that it's temporary, and we live in a temporary world, and our life is temporal. And the message of Sefer Kohelet, Megillat Kohelet, that there is death in the world. And the world's really an imperfect place. We live in an imperfect world, and it's our job to try and make it better, to try and make it perfect. L'takein olam. Pru revu milu et haaretz v'kivshua, to conquer the world and to make it a better place. One of the messages that Sefer Bereishit, which we start to read right after Sukkot, right in the first parsha of Parshat Bereishit, we're introduced to the Yetzer Hara. We're introduced to the Nachash, who is really the Yetzer Hara and the Malach HaMavet. And his first message, his first statement, his real essence is, Af ki amar Elokim lo tochlu mikol atzei hagan. Isn't it true that Hashem said that you're not allowed to eat anything in the Gan? And Chava says, no, that's not true. Mikol atzei hagan achol tochel. We're allowed to eat from atzei hagan. We're only allowed to eat from all the atzei hagan. There's only one eitz in the entire Gan which we're not allowed to eat, and that's the eitz hadat. So the question comes to mind, what was the Havam? What is the statement of the Nachash? Was he lying? Was he not telling the truth? That he knew what Hashem had said. The fact is, the Yetzer Hara doesn't have to lie to get us to go in the wrong path. He told us what in his mind was the truth. He was totally focused on the eitz hadat. He was totally focused on that which he couldn't have. And that which he couldn't have encompassed his whole mindset. There was nothing else. There was nothing that you could do or you could eat. He was so consumed by what you couldn't do. He was so consumed by what isn't that he wasn't able to see that which is. There are people in the world, many people, who are really miserable. They don't have this midah of simcha because they see only what they don't have. I'm missing this and I'm missing that, and this is not perfect and that's not perfect. And they're not happy and they don't have simcha because they haven't learned to live with imperfection. The world is not a perfect place. There is sickness, there is death. It's not perfect. But simcha is living bishleimut, meaning not perfection, but living bishalom in an imperfect world. Realizing that I can be happy even in a world that's not perfect. Even if there is something that I cannot do and I cannot partake in. That is a great world. Even though there's some little things that I'm missing. I don't have everything. In my world, it's not perfect, but it's still great. And that's simcha. And the ideas of simcha, of Chag HaSukkot, were meant to bring from Sefer Bereishit to our lives all year round, to focus in on the good, to focus in on all the shefa that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us, and not to focus in on what is missing. That brings us to the opposite of simcha. Not to listen to the Yetzer Hara that only saw that which isn't. We have to see all that which is. The world, even though it's not perfect, is a very beautiful and happy place. Shabbat Shalom.